So today we're going to be talking about 6 legal steps that every smart business owner should take to protect their business. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you protect your personal assets. We've been very clear about the fact that it's important that you create a business identity for yourself. You create a business identity for yourself by making sure that you have a legal structure for your business, okay? In most instances, if you are a small business, what you will likely file with your Secretary of State is going to be your LLC. You are making sure that you are protecting your personal assets in the instance that you have a claim come against you from a customer, in the instance that you are sued, in the instance that you run into financial issues where you owe money to creditors, that your personal assets are protected to some extent and that you don't run into a situation where you are having those assets taken as a part of a claim against you or as a part of money owed through the business. The second thing you can do to help create that business identity is to make sure that you have a business account, okay? You don't want to commingle your business funds with your personal funds. We want to keep those funds separate. So, in the instance that we do encounter any type of liability, that they are only going after, or that liability is limited as it relates to what they're taking from your personal assets. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you have insurance. There are 2 different types of insurance that are most important for business owners like yourself. The first one is going to be general liability insurance. It protects you from overarching claims, generic claims that are brought against you or your company for something that someone is saying happened to them that caused them to be entitled to damages. So this can be anything. It might be a slip and fall in your boutique, or it may be that they say that you delivered a defective product that in turn caused harm to them, or that your services were not adequate or up to par with what they believe that they should be receiving. Having that general liability insurance protects you even in the instance that someone brings a claim against you. This is fairly inexpensive for you to get. It's about $25 to $40 a month for you to have it. And it is great to have that peace of mind about the fact that you're covered should someone try to come after you or your assets for your business, okay? The second thing is that if you are in a particular field, you may want to, as a part of your best practices, ensure that you have industry specific insurance. So, for example, as an attorney, when you are out practicing, one of the best practices is to make sure that you have malpractice insurance. So, that means that if someone is to bring a claim against you to say that you did not operate in the proper capacity as their attorney, or that you were negligent in the work that you provided to them, that you have insurance that will cover those claims for you, okay? So, you want to do your homework and see whether there is specific industry insurance that you can look into. It's also a good idea to sit down with an insurance agent to speak about the full capacity and the full gamut of work that you perform at your business, so that that agent can talk you through different provisions that they believe will be important to add to your insurance to make sure that you're fully covered. The third thing is that you really want to make sure, okay, you are in love with your brand, you're excited about growing it. The worst thing that could happen is that someone would send you a cease and desist to say that you have infringed upon their trademarking piece. Even if you think that the name that you came up with is unique or special, or that it was God sent to you, it is always still a good idea to, number one, check with your Secretary of State to ensure that no one at the state level has the same name as you. And number two, to check with the U.S. Trademark Patent and Trademark Office to ensure that this name is not being used in commerce already, okay? In the instance that it's already being used, there is the possibility of you being held liable for infringing upon that trademark. If it's not being used, the smart thing to do would be to engage an attorney if you have a particular name that you're using and you want to ensure that that name is yours and only yours. The fourth thing you want to look into is industry licensing, okay? One thing that sets us apart is our ability to be able to say that we specialize in a particular service. But we can't always just go out and say that we're specialists in a particular service or area or industry without having licensing. So, if you are interested in going into a particular field, make sure that you have the adequate licensing necessary for you to put yourself out as that type of business. The fifth one is going to be customized contracts. I cannot say enough how important it is to start the offset of your business engagements with having a contract, okay? If it's not in writing, it didn't happen. I can tell you from personal experiences that in the heat of the moment and when people are not on the same page, that you sometimes encounter characteristics or disagreements or forgetfulness about the terms of that oral contract. And so to avoid that, the best thing that you can do for your business is to have customized contracts. Regardless of what type of business that you're in, you probably need some type of contract in place. Whether that be that you need an employment contract, whether that be that you need a independent contractor contract to make sure that you're protecting yourself from liability as it relates to federal taxes for independent contractors who are doing work on your behalf, and that you are clear on what the expectations are for the work that they're providing to you. Or in the instance that you are an independent contractor and you are providing work to another business, right? That you have a contract that protects you and says specifically the services that you intend to offer, and the terms for those services, very clear on payment for those services, when that payment should be rendered, who is responsible, should something go wrong. All of those things need to be written out in a contract. If you're entering into a partnership agreement, it's important to make sure that you are writing out the contribution necessary for partners who are entering into the agreement, and what it takes for them to be a part of this partnership, what the responsibilities are, and what needs to happen in the instance that you need to dissolve the business, okay? There are several other instances where you might need a contract, such as if you're offering online services, if you are taking customer information, and all of those things can be discussed, particularly with your attorney. The next thing is that you want to make sure that you hire quality professionals. I understand when you're starting a business, you're in business to make money. And so sometimes when we are paying out expenses for things that we think may not be necessary or for us, or that cause us to have to expend money, that we're a little hesitant to do that. But I guarantee you that it is better to bring in quality professionals at the onset of your business so that they, number one, understand your business landscape, understand your growth strategy, understand the services and products that you're providing, so that they're able to offer you the value of telling you how to best protect that business, than to bring them in when there's an actual problem. Okay, so a few professionals that I would recommend that you bring in would be, number one, an accountant. That accountant should be involved in your process for bookkeeping, your process for understanding what your profit and loss is for your business, so you understand what you're making versus what you're not making, so that you know how to adjust your business strategy. A look at your projections, how you're doing now, and what you would need to do to project certain numbers over the next 3 years or the next 5 years. This is important for serious entrepreneurs who are looking to scale their business, okay? And also, last but not least, making sure that you're adequately prepared for taxes, okay? Taxes are a thing that we hate to hear about most of the time because we don't want to pay that money back. But you think about this: when you hire an accountant, they are helping you to find ways to save money in the long run. Okay, so specifically, they can show you about certain credits, how money should be allocated if you're looking to get loans or other money in the near future, what banks will be looking for as it relates to that, what money needs to be spent in an instance where you, for your business, in order to avoid paying back taxes, and all of those different things. So I would definitely say have an accountant on hand. You need an assistant, okay? You can't do it all. You need somebody that you can trust with your day-to-day functions, who will be loyal to your business, understand your business, and help to take a load off so that you can work more on your business instead of in your business. The third person that I recommend would, of course, be an attorney, okay? Attorneys are awesome for being able to come in and to answer legal questions for you before you enter into engagements, to review contracts and agreements on your behalf, to provide advice in instances where you have issues with your employees, your independent contractors, or you need to enforce a contract. They can also help you with things like collections or leasing agreements. In some instances, when you're hiring a business attorney, they're also able to look at business endeavors that you are going into and speak to you about the risks that are associated with those endeavors and how you can mitigate those risks. Help you with everything from your HR policies and making sure that they are compliant with the law, to ensuring that in the instance where a case is brought against you, that you're able to settle that case or protect you from being able to pay out that claim, okay? So that was a lot of information, but I hope that it was helpful to you. If you're not already following us, go ahead and follow our official business page We are going to be offering so much more free information to business owners because we truly care about the well being of the small businesses and the entrepreneurs in our community, and we want to see you win.